Most men will never admit this, but there's something they deeply crave in the bedroom, something beyond just physical pleasure. It's not what you think, and once you understand it, you'll change the way you connect with your partner forever. Men are often portrayed as simple creatures when it comes to intimacy, but that's far from the truth. Beneath the surface, there's a deep psychological and emotional desire that they rarely express. And when it's fulfilled, it doesn't just elevate their experience. It strengthens the entire relationship. Today, we're diving into 6 things men crave in bed, but will never tell you. Men don't just want to be wanted. This isn't just a superficial craving for attention. It's a core part of their masculine identity. A man wants to feel like he is chosen, not just accepted. He wants to see that fire in your eyes, the one that tells him you find him irresistible, strong, and captivating. This goes far beyond mere words. It's about energy, body language, and the unspoken signals you send. A simple glance, a lingering touch, or even the way you respond to his presence can make all the difference. Many people assume that men are only driven by physical attraction, but the truth is they long for emotional and psychological validation just as much. They want to know that they are not just performing a role, but that they are truly appreciated for who they are. When a man senses that his partner sees him as strong, competent, and deeply attractive, it unlocks a level of confidence and passion that transforms intimacy. It's not about feeding his ego. It's about acknowledging his natural desire to feel significant and valued. Genuine admiration is not just about compliments. It's about authenticity. Men can tell when a compliment is forced or when praise is given out of obligation. What truly impacts them is real, heartfelt appreciation. Instead of saying generic things like, "You're hot" or "You look good," go deeper. Tell him how much you love the way he makes you feel. Whisper in his ear that his touch drives you crazy. Let him know that his strength excites you, that his presence alone can change your mood. These small yet powerful affirmations fuel his masculine energy, making him more connected, more present, and more willing to give back in ways that desire is also about engagement. A man craves enthusiasm from his partner. He wants to feel like you're not just participating, but that you genuinely enjoy being with him. Nothing excites a man more than a partner who is fully present, who reciprocates his passion with equal intensity. If he senses disinterest, hesitation, or routine, it can be deflating. But when he feels that you are truly into him, that you crave his touch, his scent, his presence, it electrifies the moment. Passion should never be one-sided. It's a shared experience, a dance between two energies that feed off each other. Another key element is responsiveness. Men thrive on knowing that what they are doing is working. When you express pleasure, whether through sound, movement, or words, it reassures him that he is succeeding in making you feel good. This isn't about putting on an act. It's about allowing yourself to be open, to fully immerse in the moment, and to let him see the effect he has on you. That validation, that sense of impact is incredibly powerful for a man. It makes him feel strong, needed, and deeply connected. But perhaps the most overlooked aspect of admiration and desire is consistency. It's easy to show excitement and passion in the beginning of a relationship when everything is new and thrilling. However, over time, routine can dull that initial spark. Men fear becoming just a provider, just a fixture in the relationship rather than the object of desire they once were. Keeping the fire alive means continuing to show him that he is attractive, that he excites you, and that you still see him as the man who once swept you off your feet. Ultimately, when a man feels genuinely admired and desired, he transforms. He becomes more confident, more engaged, and more willing to invest in the relationship. He feels powerful in the best way, not through dominance, but through knowing that he is truly wanted. And when a man feels that level of connection, he doesn't just show up physically. He shows up emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, creating a bond that is unbreakable. One of the biggest misconceptions about men and intimacy is that they only crave physical pleasure. While physicality is important, what truly keeps passion alive is the element of playfulness and spontaneity. Men are wired for excitement, adventure, and predictability. When intimacy becomes routine, when it follows a predictable script every single time, it slowly loses its magic. What men deeply desire, though they may never explicitly say it, is a partner who brings energy, creativity, and an element of surprise into the bedroom. Playfulness is an incredibly underrated quality when it comes to intimacy. Men don't just want passion. They want fun, they want laughter, teasing, and moments that feel lighthearted yet deeply connected. When you first start a relationship, everything feels new and exciting. There's flirtation, anticipation, and a sense of mystery. Over time, as life settles in, many couples lose that sense of play. But the truth is, keeping things light and fun is one of the most powerful ways to maintain attraction. A simple, mischievous smile, an unexpected whisper in his ear, or a teasing remark can instantly shift the energy and rekindle the fire. Spontaneity is just as crucial. Most men won't openly ask for variety, but they deeply crave it. Not because they are bored with their partner, but because the thrill of unpredictability keeps the connection exciting. Imagine the difference between a planned, predictable experience versus an unplanned moment of passion that catches him off guard. The latter awakens something primal in a man. It reminds him of the early days of pursuit of unpredictability. It's that feeling of, I didn't see that coming, but I love it, that makes an intimate moment unforgettable. Spontaneity doesn't have to be extreme. It doesn't mean completely changing everything or stepping out of your comfort zone in ways that don't feel natural. It can be as simple as initiating intimacy at an unexpected time, changing up the setting, or sending him a bold message during the day that builds anticipation. Even something as small as a new way of touching, a fresh scent, or an unexpected move can reignite attraction in an instant. Another key aspect of playfulness is the ability to let go and be in the moment. Many people get caught up in self-consciousness, worrying about how they look, how they sound, or if they're doing it right. But nothing kills passion faster than overthinking. Men crave a partner who is present, who embraces the experience fully, who lets go of inhibitions and just enjoys them. When you allow yourself to be free to laugh, to be playful without fear of judgment, it gives him permission to do the same. That uninhibited energy is intoxicating, and it transforms a routine experience into something unforgettable. A big part of spontaneity is also giving him the freedom to take the lead sometimes, while also showing that you can take control when the moment calls for it. Men are often expected to be the initiators, the ones who make the first move. And while many enjoy that role, they also crave moments when their partner surprises them by taking the lead. When a woman initiates intimacy with confidence, it's a powerful signal that she is fully engaged, fully present, and fully desiring him. It makes him feel wanted, chosen, and deeply connected. Ultimately, playfulness and spontaneity in the bedroom are not just about variety. They are about energy. They are about keeping the connection fresh, about keeping each other guessing in the best possible way. When a man sees that his partner is willing to explore, to be playful, and to keep things exciting, it fuels his attraction, his passion, and his commitment to the relationship. It tells him that he is not just a participant in intimacy, but an essential part of an ever-evolving adventure. And that is something he will never get tired of. Men are often perceived as emotionally distant or purely physical when it comes to intimacy. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Beneath the surface, every man craves a deep emotional connection with his partner, even if he doesn't articulate it. In fact, for a man to truly give himself to someone mentally, physically, and emotionally, he needs to feel a sense of approval and acceptance. This is something he may never openly admit, but when it's missing, he feels it deeply. At their core, men want to know that they are enough, not just in the bedroom, but as partners, as providers, as protectors. Society often places immense pressure on men to be strong, competent, and self-assured at all times. They're rarely given space to express doubt, vulnerability, or the need for reassurance. This is especially true in intimate relationships, where many men believe they have to perform rather than simply be. But deep down, they long for a space where they can let go of that pressure and just be themselves, knowing they are fully accepted. One of the most powerful things a woman can do for a man is to communicate that he is wanted, not just for what he does, but for who he is. This goes beyond attraction. It's about making him feel valued at a deeper level. When a man senses that his partner genuinely appreciates him, when she acknowledges his efforts, his presence, and his uniqueness, it gives him a profound sense of security. This emotional safety allows him to open up, to be more affectionate, and to invest more deeply in the relationship. In the bedroom, this translates into validation. Men want to feel like they are capable of pleasing their partner, that they are strong and desirable, that what they bring to the table is truly appreciated. They crave feedback, not in a critical way, but in a way that reassures them they are doing something right. A simple word of affirmation, a touch, or a look that conveys pleasure can be incredibly powerful. When a man knows he is satisfying his partner, it amplifies his confidence and deepens his connection to her. Beyond validation, men also need emotional engagement. Many assume that intimacy is purely a physical act for men, but the truth is, emotional disconnection can be just as damaging for them as it is for women. If a man senses that his partner is distant, uninterested, or simply going through the motions, it creates an internal conflict. He may not express it outright, but he feels it. He wonders if he is still enough. This is why presence matters so much. When a woman is fully engaged in the moment, when she reciprocates not just physically but emotionally, it reassures him that he is deeply connected to her. Another important aspect of emotional connection is trust. Men often struggle to be vulnerable, especially in a world that conditions them to be tough and unemotional. But in intimacy, vulnerability is key to a truly deep connection. A man needs to feel safe enough to express his desires, his insecurities, and his emotions without fear of being judged. When a woman creates an environment where he feels free to open up, it transforms the relationship. He no longer feels the need to put up walls or prove himself constantly. He knows Lastly, approval is about consistency. A man doesn't just need to feel valued in moments of passion. He needs to feel it in everyday life. Small gestures of appreciation, words of encouragement, and moments of connection outside the bedroom build a foundation that makes intimacy even more meaningful. When a man feels emotionally secure with his partner, he is more likely to be affectionate, attentive, and deeply committed. At the end of the day, men don't just want physical intimacy. They want to feel truly seen, accepted, and valued. When a woman understands this and nurtures this emotional connection, it doesn't just improve their intimate life. It builds a bond that is rooted in trust, respect, and a deep, unshakable connection that lasts far beyond the bedroom. Confidence is one of the most powerful traits a person can bring into any intimate relationship, and men are deeply drawn to it. But let's be clear, this is not about arrogance, perfection, or meeting some unrealistic standard of beauty. Confidence is about self-assurance, about knowing your worth and embracing yourself fully without hesitation or insecurity. When a woman is confident in her body, her presence, and her desires, it is intoxicating to a man. It makes him feel more connected, more drawn in, and more eager to give himself fully. A common misconception is that confidence means being loud, dominant, or overly assertive. But that's not the case. True confidence is quiet yet powerful. It's the way you carry yourself, the way you look at him, the way you engage without fear or hesitation. It's about being comfortable in your own skin and allowing yourself to be seen. A man wants a partner who owns her sensuality, who is unafraid to express herself, and who doesn't shrink in moments of vulnerability. When he sees that, it turns him on at a deeply psychological level because it signals security, trust, and emotional freedom. Presence is just as crucial as confidence. Men crave a partner who is fully engaged in the moment, not distracted, not self-conscious, but entirely there. Have you ever noticed how powerful eye contact can be? A single, deep, unbroken gaze can create more intimacy than words ever could. That's presence. When you're with him, whether in conversation or in intimacy, being fully present makes all the difference. If your mind is elsewhere, on insecurities, on past experiences, or on distractions, you rob the moment of its depth. But when you are completely in tune with him, he feels it. It pulls him in, making him more invested, more passionate, and more connected. Men are highly perceptive when it comes to energy. They can sense hesitation, insecurity, or emotional distance, even if no words are spoken. When a woman carries herself with confidence, when she embraces the moment without overthinking, it reassures him. It tells him that he is desired, that he is enough, and that he has your full attention. And that reassurance is incredibly powerful. It fuels his own confidence, making him more engaged, more expressive, and more eager to please. Another key part of confidence is expressing what you want. Many women hesitate to communicate their desires, either out of fear of being judged or because they assume men should instinctively know what to do. But the truth is, men find it incredibly attractive when a woman is comfortable enough to express her needs. It removes the guesswork, deepens trust, and makes the experience more fulfilling for both partners. A confident woman is not afraid to guide, to express pleasure, and to openly enjoy the moment. This creates a powerful feedback loop where both partners feel secure and energized. Confidence also means embracing imperfection. One of the biggest barriers to true intimacy is self-consciousness, worrying about how you look, whether you measure up, or whether you're doing things right. But men don't see intimacy the way women often fear they do. They are not scrutinizing every detail or waiting for perfection. What they truly want is engagement, enthusiasm, and connection. A man would much rather be with a woman who is fully present, uninhibited, and enjoying herself than someone who is preoccupied with looking a certain way. Confidence means letting go of those worries and immersing yourself in the experience. Lastly, confidence is not just about how you feel about yourself. It's also about how you make him feel. When a woman carries herself with self-assurance, it gives him permission to be himself, to relax, and to fully embrace the moment. It creates a space where he feels comfortable, where he doesn't have to prove himself, and where he can connect on a deeper level. That level of trust and ease transforms the entire dynamic, making the relationship richer, more passionate, and more fulfilling. At the end of the day, confidence and presence are about authenticity. When a woman owns who she is, when she is unapologetically herself, it captivates a man. It makes him feel drawn to her, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. And that level of attraction built on confidence and deep engagement is what keeps intimacy alive, vibrant, and endlessly fulfilling. One of the deepest, most fundamental needs of a man in a relationship, whether he openly acknowledges it or not, is to feel respected for his masculinity. In a world that increasingly questions traditional gender roles, many men feel like they are walking a fine line between being true to their nature and conforming to societal expectations. But at the core of every man is a primal desire to be recognized, valued, and respected for the unique qualities that make him a man. When a woman understands this and nurtures it, she unlocks a level of intimacy and devotion that few ever achieve. Respect for a man's masculinity does not mean blind submission, nor does it mean catering to outdated stereotypes. It means acknowledging his innate strengths, appreciating his role as a protector and provider, even if he isn't a traditional one, and allowing him to step into his natural leadership when the moment calls for it. Men want to feel like they are strong, capable, and able to make an impact on the lives of those they love, especially their partners. When a man feels emasculated, criticized, or belittled, it deeply affects his confidence, his desire, and ultimately his connection to his partner. One of the most powerful ways to respect a man's masculinity is through admiration. Men crave admiration just as much as women crave emotional connection. They want to know that their efforts, their ambitions, and their strengths are... When a woman takes the time to acknowledge what her man does well, whether it's his work ethic, his problem-solving skills, his physical presence, or even his sense of humor, it fuels him. It makes him feel like he is living up to his purpose, that he is needed, and that his contributions matter. In the context of intimacy, this respect translates into allowing him to take the lead sometimes, to be the initiator, and to express himself fully without fear of judgment. Many men have a deep, unspoken desire to feel dominant in moments of passion, not in a controlling or forceful way, but in a way that allows them to step into their full masculine energy. When a woman resists or downplays this aspect of him, it creates a disconnect. But when she embraces it, when she encourages his strength, his assertiveness, and his passion, it ignites something primal in him. It makes him feel powerful, desired, and deeply connected. At the same time, respect for his masculinity does not mean silence or passivity. A truly confident woman who respects her man knows that she can express her needs, set boundaries, and engage as an equal without diminishing his strength. Men do not want blind obedience. They want a partner who challenges them, who has her own opinions, and who stands strong beside them. However, the key is in the approach. A man is far more likely to listen, to engage, and to meet his partner's needs when he feels respected rather than criticized. One of the greatest mistakes people make in relationships is confusing respect with control. Many women, often without realizing it, try to fix their men, changing how they dress, how they behave, or how they think. While guidance and encouragement are healthy, constant correction or condescension can make a man feel like he is not good enough. Over time, this erodes his confidence and his attraction to his partner. Instead of trying to reshape him, a woman who respects his masculinity focuses on his strengths, encourages his growth, and supports him in becoming the best version of himself. Another critical aspect of respecting a man's masculinity is allowing him to be vulnerable in his own way. Contrary to popular belief, men do have emotions. They just express them differently. Many men have been conditioned to hide their feelings, to man up and push through challenges without complaint. But deep down, they long for space where they can let their guard down, where they don't always have to be the strong one. When a woman respects this and creates an environment where he can be open without feeling weak, it deepens their bond in a profound way. Respect also extends to how a woman speaks to and about her man, publicly or privately belittling him, making sarcastic remarks about his abilities, or comparing him to other men can be incredibly damaging. A man may not always react outwardly, but internally it chips away at his confidence and his connection to the relationship. On the other hand, when a woman speaks highly of her man, when she builds him up, praises him, and expresses appreciation, it strengthens his love and loyalty like nothing else. At its core, respect for a man's masculinity is about recognizing and appreciating the unique qualities that make him who he is. It's about understanding his need to feel strong, competent, and capable both inside and outside the bedroom. When a woman embraces this, when she admires him, encourages him, and allows him to fully step into his masculine energy, it creates an attraction that is deeper than physical. It builds a foundation of trust. Men may never say these things out loud, but they crave them on a deep, primal level. And when you recognize and embrace these truths, you don't just satisfy him physically. You awaken something powerful within him. You create a bond that goes beyond the bedroom, a connection that fuels love, passion, and respect for years to come.